Wow. It's not being controlled by the mob. It's being controlled by a bunch of women, a bunch of people that don't understand what it means to play this game. And you know what? This isn't just jokes. I was telling you off air yesterday when I heard about Joe Mays, and I don't know Joe Mays, don't really, care anything about him since I don't know him, but I appreciated the hit that he put on Matt Schaub, and I thought that was a very good football play. And for him to be fined $50,000 and suspended a game, it just means guys like yourself, myself, our input doesn't matter. The people who are running this game, I don't think they understand the game. And don't show me, because somebody, and I appreciate what they did on Twitter, they sent me a replay in slow-mo. Yeah, inadvertently, the helmet's touched. But then somebody was stupid enough to try to send me an email and say he launched himself. That's called a hit. That's what you do when you're about to hit somebody. You launch yourself. I still don't believe he was aiming for his head. I just think people were in awe of how vicious it looked. And like you said it perfectly. It had that ping pong effect because Mays hit him, then he went into, I don't know who the other defender was, but it was like a bang bang hit, then his helmet popped off.
I think it was Von Miller.
Was it Von Miller?
Sure, but well, at least the good thing is, there's an appeals process in the NFL, and this is not appealed back to Roger Goodell. This will be appealed to Art Shell, who does know something about the game, and Ted Cottrell.
I tried to appeal to Art Shell once in my career. He wasn't even listening. He's a puppet. I almost said, finish your point before I put my foot in my mouth.
Well, I know I was talking to a guy the other day, and, we were just having and all of these things are just differences of opinions. We were having a good-natured discussion, but I said it reminds me, did you see the movie Heat?
Heat?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
It's one of my favorite movies. And you know what? I told him, I said, it'll be like that scene where Al Pacino finally meets Robert De Niro. And if I had a shot on any defender, if we were playing against each other and we were good friends, any defender, if I had that shot on you, I'd be like Robert De Niro. I would not hesitate.
Oh,
I would take that same shot
awesome.
that Joe Mays took on Schaub. And look, and we want to protect Schaub. We just have a difference of opinion that's what football is. And did he lead with the crowd ahead? No, to me, he led with his face mask.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And helmets are going to touch. It's football. Helmets are going to touch. So don't give me that crap that, their helmets touch. And I'm glad you said that when you talk about playing against your friend, because that actually happened to me in college. I grew up with Tony Darden. He played at Texas Tech. And when I say we grew up together, I remember we were opening mail from colleges when we were in high school. Oh, let's go here together. Let's go there together. He ended up going to Tech. I ended up going to Rice, and I remember he was the quarterback, and I remember I turned that corner, his offensive lineman couldn't block me, and all I saw was Darden 12, and I was more excited about blowing him up than about blowing up somebody who I just don't know. So just like you said, even if you're playing against a friend, even if you're playing against somebody that you respect, you want to hit them and you want to hit them hard, and sometimes helmets might touch.
We played the Falcons, and Dickey threw an interception, and the defensive back is coming up the sideline. And, there's nothing more than an offensive lineman wanting, first of all, to tackle. Get to use your arms more than you tackle defensive ends already. But, I had this guy beat it in, and I was just going to do a Joe Mays hit on him. And the next thing I know, I'm looking out the side of my ear hole, because Fulton Kuykendall, a friend of mine, about a 6'5", 245-pound linebacker who I never saw, just ear-holed me.
Wow.
And, I saw stars for a second. When I got up, I see Fulton hand reading down saying, "Sorry, Greg." I'm going, no, I would have done the same thing, except he knocked my tooth out.
Ooh. Was it a cheap shot or just a hard hit?
No, it was a great hit. It was helmet to helmet. He might have gotten called today, but that was a different league then.
Different league. Speaking of different league, football, as you and I know it, is dead. So being the English major that I am, I put together a poem that only writes English.
Amazing Grace on the bagpipes. It's hard to beat this.
Good job, Mike. That was organic. He just threw it in there. For any man that has 2 huevos in his groin area, football is dead. For any man that lives by the loyal creed of what happens in this room stays in this room, football is dead. For any man that's been punched in the mouth and wiped away the blood and stood up to fight again, football is dead. For any man that understands you cannot have gun control because all you will be doing is setting up law-abiding citizens to be robbed and killed without an option to protect themselves, football is dead. For any man that refuses to use the word chippy, football is dead. For any man like myself who gets just as excited to see J.J. Watt work on Sundays as Matt Schaub, football is dead. For any man that is truly a man, football is dead. Rest in peace, football of the 80s and 90s. You've been better to me than my own wife. Now, who do I contact to sue the NFL for all the pain that I have? Can you help me out?
Wow. You are a poet.
I am.
You are a Renaissance man.